Welcome back to the King's channel. There ain't nothing to it the way we do it. Well, actually, that's a lie. I started trying to cut it this way, and it wasn't going very well. Plus, even though it's intuitive to cut it this way, in my opinion, it's also meeting more challenges because that steel right there is twice as thick as this steel. This steel is twice as thick as this steel here. It's much more challenging to get a sawzall to cut through that. So I guess the more obvious way would be to cut it in half that way. It's a Ford F-150 bed. Yes, it would be nice to be able to get it in one piece into that truck right there, but it's just a little bit too heavy. It's just a little bit too heavy for this girly man. No, really it is. It's for one guy doing this, it's I actually flipped it over myself like this, but I really struggled just doing that. And I don't want to be one of those guys that goes, I got a bad back, so I'm not going to push myself to the limit, okay, for $20 or $30 or $40 in scrap metal. That, which I don't think any of you guys would do that either. That and, I don't know, loading it in the truck in one piece would be ideal. But that's not happening. I never realized that Ford had like a little reinforcement panel engineered in there. That's like twice as thick as the rest of the sheet metal. The floor is actually thicker than this side metal and the quarter panels. Okay, so I'm learning something as I'm doing this. The floor is thick. Those ribs that are in there are the thickest pieces of steel. Then number 2 is the floor. Then number 3 is that in thickness. King, it's all the same thickness. No, I'm the one cutting it, and I'm here to tell you it's not. And the quarter panels, the painted part, is the thinnest. It's all the same steel. No, it's not. That right there is thicker. It's harder to cut through than the quarter panel. So, I just knows what I'm talking about. So, I started out like that, cutting through there, and I'm like, I'm binding up these free saw blades that I get from one of the shops. Used, of course, but for scrap metal purposes, you don't even want to buy these things because there's no real return economically in it. They're like, what, $6 individually or something like that? Or you could get like a pack of 10 for like $20 or something. So, I don't use this tool I got from Bert from Scrap Farm that often, but this memo that you left taped down here is pretty true. I don't see you using the grinders that much. Well, and it says on here that don't really got to worry about getting pulled into the metal and getting hurt by it. I'm shortening like what was said, which is true because it'll bog out before a plug-in version does. And I don't really use these around the shop though too much because I have electricity. These are more for remote areas, in my opinion. That's the way I work. Other people don't work that way. But my preference is for like on the road where you don't have convenient access to plug-in power. When you're here at home or at a warehouse or whatever, or a place of work, the corded version, in my opinion, is the preferred method. Where's that cord going? That's just my opinion. Anyway, it started getting bound up because I'm standing on it and it's folding into each other. So I like crushed it, pushed it down, made one panel go below the other one, and then I installed this blade. But yeah, I used this grinder to get myself started. So I cut like 6 inches, and then I switched over to using this. Wipe unnecessary wear and tear on a convenience tool. That's my opinion.